Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, found this article on Yahoo. We won't get too many more readings on George Santos, but here we go. On Friday, after Thanksgiving, he posted up on social media, basically on a defiant speech on Friday, sprinkled with taunts and obscenities aimed at his congressional colleagues. He says that he's not going anywhere. But he knows he's going to get expelled when the expulsion resolution goes to the floor. He's done the math, and it doesn't look really good. Yeah, think? Yeah, think. Well, for all his craziness and insanity, maybe he knows when to quit. Actually, if he knew when to quit, he'd resign before the thing goes to the floor. If you know it's going to go to the floor, you can save face and resign. You're allowed to do that. Of course, we don't know which reality he's going to be in from day to day. It'd be funny, though. Hold a press conference in drag. Man, if you're going to own it, own it. Oh, we're going to miss George Santos. He provided almost a year's worth of outrage for us. But, okay. I won't get many more readings on George Santos. The next ones will be his court cases, I suppose. Well, the next one will probably be the actual vote. But energy around George Santos, purely for entertainment purposes only, because hopefully we're at the end of this chapter of his life. And the beat goes on. Yep. This is going to be the resolution grinding forward. There's no stopping it at this point. He knows there's no stopping it. And it's the end of his congressional career. This is the end of his political career, and it's going to be the end of a lot of things because he's got a lot of felonies stacked up against him right now. Yeah, he knows his time's up, and he also knows that prison is looming for him. It wouldn't surprise me for a second that this guy goes on the lam. Wouldn't surprise me even for a second. Just like he fled. Was it Brazil where he was wanted on the check cashing stuff? Wouldn't surprise me for a second if he flees the United States and goes into hiding. Probably again to a Central American or South American country. I don't know. I guess Venezuela probably doesn't have extradition laws with us, but I can totally see him making a break for it. In the past, Queen of Pentacles. Just likes the money. No, he knows what he values, and he values the almighty dollar. And getting elected to the House of Representatives and ripping people off the entire time. When I did my first readings with this fellow, I got the Ace of Cups. He was a master manipulator. He's going to be sad to see the money going away. This is like the first time he's probably made good money legitimately. That doesn't mean he wasn't stealing with both hands the entire time, but he was actually making good money at it, just off his salary. And I think for most people watching this, if they were making about $180,000 a year, they wouldn't feel the need to rip anybody off because they could live on that. But greed kills. Knight of Cups, current situation. Yeah, he's got no friends. And, it's anybody who's acting friendly to him, they're just putting on a face. They need stuff from him. This is all transactional type of thing. He's gone. He knows he's gone. He's got no friends left, and they're going to send him packing. Yep, there's the judgment. This is going to come to a floor vote. This is the judgment, and this is going to be them. Everybody's going to be all up in arms. Suddenly, the GOP is going to be up in arms. How could we not have known that this guy was such a rip-off artist? If only we had known a year ago, we would have done something about it. Yep, they kick him out. This is not looking at things from a different perspective as I mock the GOP. And, they kept him around because they needed the votes. But now that everything's been exposed, instead of like, oh my God, we had no idea, they're just going to kick him out because he's going to be the scapegoat. Everything that was wrong with the GOP, that's George Santos's fault. Yeah, he's gone. He ripped off donors. He ripped off wealthy people, and he's paying the price for ripping off wealthy people. How dare you rip off the wealthy? What were you thinking? Oh, God. Chaos ensues. Oh, God, you can imagine. Who's going to support him? I'm going to be really curious to see what this is. Is this, can you imagine the MAGA supporting him, supporting his right to be gay, a drag queen, and oh, God. No, I think there's going to be a big debate on the floor. I think a lot of people are going to, join in the fray and harumph and stuff like that. There might be some people that stand up for him because they want to keep the Republicans in charge. They will blame, you know what it is? They will blame the Democrats. Somehow, some way, the GOP are going to blame the Democrats for George Santos. This is just going to be political witch hunting by the Democrats to try and weaken the GOP, but the GOP is going to come out of this stronger than ever. Yeah, they'll blame the Democrats. You watch how they blame the Democrats for this, who had nothing to do with this whatsoever. Does George Santos is he going to spill the tea? Will George Santos spill the tea? That's coffee. Will George, he's threatening to. He is threatening to. I wonder if that's what the five of wands is. He's gonna shit the bed before he goes. Oh. Is he... Who would tell that guy anything? I think he's bluffing. But who will he be spilling tea? Will George Santos be spilling tea? Let's find out. Entertainment purposes only. Let's be entertained. Will George Santos spill the tea? King of Wands. Is this Santos or is this somebody telling him, don't you dare? Somebody's taking some action here. This could also be DOJ too. Let's see. Queen of Wands underneath it. Could this be George's his alter ego? George Santos, and I forget his drag persona's name. Okay. Is he going to spill the tea? He might have some dirt on MAGA Mike. Is that what we got going on here? I'm trying to see. I'm trying to read this multiple ways. Okay, so if this was, say, the prosecutors, I saw I took people's confidence in there, took advantage of it. It did that. He was after the money. This just might be the DOJ going after him. Let's look at it different ways. If this is the DOJ, they're going to look at how he conned people, got their confidence, and just ripped them off. And the people that like his campaign manager and finance manager or whoever who's pled guilty have been linked to him. And Elise Stefanik, I think she was really supporting him. They're, because it's about money. There's going to be more that comes out of this. So I think this investigation is going to spur on more investigations. If I was Elise Stefanik, I would be very concerned about that. If they kick him out of Congress, that's what's going to happen. He's going to talk. He's going to start talking to the DOJ and the prosecutors. And he's going to try and cut a sweetheart deal and talk about other people that were involved in this. If I get the woman here and the woman with money. If I were Elise Stefanik and I'm not saying she's guilty of anything, But if I was Elise Stefanik and I had any underhanded stuff involved with this, I would be very concerned right now and maybe lawyering up. Now, that woman could be somebody else, but I seem to recall reading that Elise Stefanik was associated with George Santos. And I would pause the video to go look at that, but after the fiasco with the other day's pause, maybe I won't. We need to laugh at ourselves, right? I have way too many opportunities. Okay, so this thing's taking a hard left turn here. That Queen of Wands, if that is Elise Stefanik, whoever that Queen of Wands is, I will use the name Elise Stefanik. It could be anybody who was involved or was helping drive his criming. Is he going to turn state's evidence on this person? Entertainment purposes only again. Yeah. This somebody's going to try and minimize that. I was going to do a 4 card. Let's do a full 6 carder. Yeah, he's going to come out. He's going to be the new guy coming in, sharing information about. Yeah, he's going to try and get himself a better deal. Maybe try and get out of prison altogether by sharing information. Or maybe he talks. This could also be him talking with the leadership in the GOP, saying, if you go easy on me, I'll keep my mouth shut. There's your master manipulator card right there. Okay, so I think this is him trying to deal with members in the GOP to try and save his butt. But I was asking about Elise Stefanik. He probably is threatening. Now, I'll go away, but we got this issue here that we need to discuss. Yep, the woman with the money. Is that Elise Stefanik or is that Ronna McDaniel? It's somebody like that. It's Elise Stefanik or Ronna McDaniel, the head of the RNC DNC. Okay, now I have to look it up. Okay, hit the pause button.